You've been stuck in the same place for far too long. You keep hitting that wall day after day, and you're wondering why success isn't coming. Let me tell you something. You're not the problem, your mindset is. You've been playing it safe, and that's why you're stuck. It's time to flip the script, break the chains, and unleash your true potential. Now is the time for a mindset shift. If you want to break free from mediocrity and start winning, you've got to change how you think. Your mindset is everything. It's the foundation of your success or failure. You're about to discover the 6 keys to shifting your mindset and taking control of your destiny. Get ready. This is going to be intense. If you want success, stop making excuses. Excuses are the language of people who aren't serious about achieving their dreams. Everyone has them, and everyone can find a reason why things aren't going the way they want. But here's the truth. Nobody cares about your excuses. The world doesn't owe you anything. The grind doesn't care about your comfort zone. It doesn't care if you're tired, broke, or facing challenges. If you're serious about winning, you need to learn to let go of the excuses that hold you back. Winners don't look for reasons to quit. They find reasons to keep going. They don't wait for the stars to align. They don't wait for the perfect conditions. They take action in the face of adversity because they know success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who work relentlessly no matter what. One of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is that we don't have time. Time is a constant, and everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. If you're using no time as an excuse, what you're really saying is that you don't value your goals enough to prioritize them. The people who succeed in life aren't necessarily the ones with the most time. They're the ones who choose to use their time differently. They wake up earlier, they work longer hours, and they push through the tough moments when everyone else would be looking for a way out. So when you say you don't have time, what you're really saying is that you're not committed enough to make your goals a priority. Then there's the excuse of not having enough resources. How many times have you heard someone say, I don't have the money to do that, or I don't have the connections? Let me tell you something. Those are just obstacles in your mind, not real roadblocks. Look at some of the most successful people in the world. Many of them started with nothing. They didn't wait for the perfect moment to jump in. They didn't wait for everything to be handed to them. They created opportunities where there were none, and they built the resources they needed through their relentless hustle and commitment. If you're waiting for the stars to align, you're going to be waiting for a very long time. The resources you need will not magically appear. You have to create them. And that takes grit, determination, and a willingness to do whatever it takes. Another common excuse is being too tired. I get it. You're exhausted. Life is tough and the work never stops. But here's the deal. Success doesn't care how tired you are. Your competitors aren't taking breaks because they're tired. They're pushing through day after day because they know that success is earned, not given. The grind doesn't slow down for you. If you want to succeed, you need to be willing to sacrifice your comfort. You need to push through those moments when you want to give up. You need to keep going when the rest of the world is looking for an excuse to stop. Getting comfortable with being uncomfortable is the key to success. If you want results, you have to be willing to step outside of your comfort zone. That's where the magic happens. The moment you stop running from discomfort and start embracing it, everything changes. You stop seeing obstacles as barriers, and instead you see them as opportunities to grow. You stop looking for the easy way out and start doing the hard things that set you apart from everyone else. The grind will never stop. You either embrace it and rise above it, or you'll get left behind. There's no room for excuses if you want to win. Only relentless action, focus, and a mindset that refuses to quit. So make a choice today. Stop making excuses, embrace the grind, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And when you do, you'll find that success is waiting for you on the other side. You're playing too small. You've confined yourself to a box that others have built for you, and now you're living within its narrow walls, believing it's all you can achieve. But I'm here to tell you that your box doesn't define you. Your mindset does. The moment you start thinking bigger, you begin to break free from those limitations that have kept you stagnant. When you think small, you stay small. It's that simple. The reality you're living in right now is the result of your thinking up until this point. But there's a bigger, more extraordinary life waiting for you, and it starts with one thing expanding your vision. If you want to play with the big dogs, you've got to think bigger. I'm talking about seeing beyond what's in front of you, beyond the paycheck, the house, the car, the job title. These things aren't what define success. The moment you start thinking about what's possible instead of what's probable, you elevate your life to a level that most people will never reach. They're too comfortable with their limited view, but you're different. You can't afford to play it safe anymore. It's time to look at your life and see it in its fullest form, bigger, bolder, and brighter than it's ever been. Imagine a life that's bigger than your current reality, a life where you wake up every day excited about the opportunities ahead of you, knowing that you're not stuck in the same routine, chasing the same small dreams. What would your life look like if you removed all limits? If you had no fear, no self-doubt, and no hesitation? What would you be doing right now? You see, your current reality isn't the ceiling of your potential. It's just the beginning. There's so much more out there for you, but you'll never find it unless you start thinking bigger. Dream bigger, think bigger, and act bigger. Stop thinking in terms of safe and comfortable, because that's the thinking that will keep you exactly where you are. It's time to stretch your imagination to the extreme. When was the last time you dared to dream so big that it scared you? When was the last time you set a goal so audacious that it made you question your ability to achieve it? This is the kind of thinking you need. Your dreams should be so big that they make people question your sanity. Because when you dream big, you don't just want to reach for the stars. You want to catch them. Don't limit yourself to what you think is possible. The world is full of limitations, but your mind doesn't have to be. The greatest successes in history came from people who thought beyond what was considered possible. They didn't settle for the status quo. They revolutionized industries, created empires, and changed the course of history because they had the courage to think bigger than anyone else dared. If you keep telling yourself that something is impossible, you'll never even try. But if you start to tell yourself that anything is possible, you'll begin to see opportunities everywhere you look. Stretch your imagination. Picture the life you want. Set audacious goals. Goals that make you uncomfortable. Goals that challenge you in ways you've never been challenged before. Go after them with relentless focus and determination. When you think bigger, you shift your entire mindset. You stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start seeing them as opportunities for growth. You'll start taking action, not just because you want success, but because you are absolutely unwilling to settle for less. And that's when everything will change. Your vision determines your reality. If you can see it, you can achieve it. So stop playing small, expand your vision, and let your life become as great as you know it can be. The future isn't reserved for the chosen few. It's waiting for those who dare to think bigger. So what are you waiting for? The world is yours to conquer. Start thinking bigger and watch your reality transform before your eyes. Failure is not something to be feared. It's an integral part of success. Too many people try to avoid failure at all costs, seeing it as a sign that they're not good enough, not capable, or not worthy of success. But that's the wrong perspective. Failure is where growth truly happens. It's the fertile soil where the seeds of success are planted. When you fail, you don't lose, you learn. The most successful people you know, the ones who have made it to the top, didn't get there by avoiding failure. They got there because they failed and failed often. But they didn't let those failures define them. They used every setback as an opportunity to grow, improve, and adapt. You need to understand this. Failure isn't a dead end, it's a detour. A crucial one that often leads you exactly where you need to go. When you fail, it's not the end of your journey, it's just a sign that the current approach isn't working. It's a moment to pause, reflect, and adjust. Too many people waste their time trying to avoid failure. And in doing so, they never take any risks. They never make the big moves. And they never experience the kind of growth that comes with pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. The people who achieve greatness are the ones who are willing to fail fast, fail often, and fail with purpose. When you fail, don't look at it as a mistake. Look at it as feedback. It's a chance to evaluate what went wrong, what you can improve, and how you can do things differently moving forward. That's how you learn, that's how you grow. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about becoming better because of it. The most successful entrepreneurs, athletes, and leaders have failed time and time again. But each time they failed, they got a little closer to their goal. They learned something new, adjusted their strategy, and tried again. And when they succeeded, they did so with a greater sense of purpose, strength, and wisdom than if they had never encountered failure in the first place. The problem is that many people fear failure so much that they paralyze themselves. They get stuck in analysis paralysis, overthinking everything, trying to perfect every move before they make it. This fear of failure keeps them stuck in the same place, going around in circles, never moving forward. They're afraid of taking the leap because they don't want to fall. But guess what? Every single person who has achieved something significant in this world has fallen. They've all made mistakes, faced setbacks, and encountered failure along the way, but they didn't let those moments define them, they let them refine them. So stop running from failure, embrace it. Fail fast, fail often, but most importantly, learn from every failure. It's not the failure that counts, it's what you do after it. You can either sit there and wallow in self-pity, or you can get up, dust yourself off, and try again with a renewed sense of determination. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that the successful ones never let failure stop them. They use it to fuel their next move, their next step toward greatness. Remember this, the only true failure is not learning from your mistakes, not growing from your setbacks, and ultimately giving up. If you refuse to give up, if you refuse to be defined by your failures, then you will keep moving forward and eventually you will get exactly what you've been working for. Keep moving, keep learning, keep growing. That's how success is built, one failure at a time. Success is not about the hand you were dealt, the opportunities you were given, or the talent you were born with. It's about the strength of your mind, your ability to persevere through obstacles, and your unwavering commitment to push forward no matter what. A bulletproof mentality doesn't come easily. It's forged through trials, failures, and relentless practice. It's developed by choosing to rise every time you get knocked down and learning to see every setback as a setup for a comeback. You will face rejection. You will face disappointment. You will face people who doubt you, who try to tear you down, who make you feel small. But here's the truth. None of that matters unless you let it matter. When you develop a bulletproof mentality, you no longer let the external world dictate your internal state. You choose not to react to the noise, the drama, and the distractions. You become unshakable, unmovable, and untouchable. The world will try to knock you down, but when you've built your mental toughness, it will bounce off you like water off a duck's back. The opinions of others, the rejections, the challenges, they won't break you. They'll fuel you. A bulletproof mentality is about shifting your perspective. Instead of seeing failure as a reason to quit, you see it as the greatest lesson you can learn. Instead of hearing no and giving up, you hear not yet and keep pushing forward. This mindset is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. Successful people have an unwavering belief in their ability to weather the storm. They know that obstacles are part of the process and that the path to success is never linear. You have to be mentally tough enough to handle the ups and downs, the wins and losses, the joy and pain. Developing a bulletproof mentality means conditioning your mind to expect hardship. It means preparing yourself for battle and knowing that the road ahead won't always be smooth. But it also means that you trust yourself enough to know that no matter how tough things get, you'll figure it out. You'll adapt, you'll evolve. And when you do, you'll come out stronger on the other side. It's about eliminating self-doubt and replacing it with self-confidence. You have to trust in your abilities, even when the world doesn't. When you have that kind of inner strength, no external force can take you down. This is the power of mental resilience. It's the ability to take a punch, get back up, and keep swinging. It's about staying focused on your goals and never allowing anything, whether it's a failed project, a bad business decision, or the loss of a client, to derail you from your mission. There will be times when everything seems like it's falling apart. when you feel like you've done everything right, yet things still aren't going your way. But this is where mental toughness matters most. This is where you dig deep, trust the process, and keep moving forward. Building a bulletproof mentality means making the decision that no matter what happens, you will keep going. You won't quit. You won't allow circumstances to define you. You define your circumstances. When you develop this kind of resilience, the world has no choice but to respect your strength. Ultimately, mental toughness is about making a commitment to yourself that you will never, ever give up. You'll get knocked down, but you'll rise again. Every challenge is a chance to sharpen your mind, grow your strength, and prepare yourself for the next level. That's the power of a bulletproof mentality. It's not just about surviving, it's about thriving no matter what. So, toughen up, because the road ahead is not for the weak, but for those who are mentally tough. It's a road paved with limitless potential. Talk is cheap. We live in a world where everyone has something to say, but very few people are actually doing the work. You've heard the motivational speeches, read the self-help books, and watched the success stories, but what are you doing about it? Nothing happens until you take action. It doesn't matter how many times you say you're going to do something or how many plans you create. Action is the one thing that separates those who succeed from those who just dream about it. You've spent too much time planning, overthinking, and waiting for the stars to align. The truth is, there is no perfect moment. Life will never hand you a perfect scenario to start. Conditions will never be ideal. And if you keep waiting for them to be, you'll end up stuck in the same place forever. It's time to stop with the excuses. Stop waiting for the right time, the right opportunity, or the right person to come along and give you permission to take the first step. The reality is, the perfect moment doesn't exist. Waiting for it only guarantees one thing: failure to start. The world is moving at a rapid pace, and if you keep standing still, you'll be left behind. Every moment you waste sitting on the sidelines is a moment someone else is out there taking action and pushing forward. The longer you hesitate, the further behind you fall. Success is built by those who get in the game, who take risks, and who are willing to do whatever it takes to move forward. They don't wait for things to be perfect. They make things happen, even when conditions aren't ideal. They embrace the chaos, the uncertainty, and the discomfort because they know it's all part of the journey. This is where you need to shift your mindset. You cannot afford to sit back and wait for things to be just right. Stop thinking about the obstacles, the risks, and the fears. All of that is noise. What matters is that you make a move, and when you take that first step, you'll find that momentum kicks in. Momentum is a powerful force. It builds upon itself, and the more action you take, the more momentum you generate. It's like pushing a boulder up a hill. The first few pushes are the hardest, but once you get it rolling, it becomes easier. But if you never take that first step, that boulder will never move. And that's how most people live their lives. Trapped in the planning stage, never taking action, and watching the world pass them by. You need to take massive action. Not little steps, not baby steps, massive, unapologetic action, the kind of action that leaves no room for doubt, the kind of action that scares you, challenges you, and pushes you beyond your limits. When you take massive action, you show the world that you are serious. You stop waiting for opportunities to come to you, and you start creating your own opportunities. Every action you take is a declaration that you're ready to win. The more you act, the more you position yourself for success. There is no shortcut. There is no magic moment where everything falls into place. But there is one thing you can control: your actions. And that, my friend, is the key to everything. You don't need to have all the answers or know exactly how things will turn out. The key is to trust yourself, commit to the process, and take bold, decisive action. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Make your move now, and the universe will respond. There's a world of opportunity waiting for you, but you'll only see it if you start moving. So get off your ass, stop making excuses, and take the massive action that will change your life. Momentum favors the bold. Are you bold enough to take that step? The time is now. A mindset shift isn't easy. It's uncomfortable, challenging, and it demands more from you than you've ever given before. But if you truly want to break free from mediocrity and achieve greatness, this is the only way. Change how you think and you'll change your life. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The time to shift your mindset is now. So, are you ready to dominate? Let's go.